You just fell, all of you, whoever's watching. For me, I think not. Yeah. Hello there, hello. So I was just going over something in my life. That's this is actually my wisdom tooth, and it was thinking a lot yesterday because it still had some tissues left and I cleaned it very thoroughly. So I was seeing if it still is developing a smell, and it seems quite fine. There's no smell, nothing, so I'm really happy about it. I'm gonna make a necklace out of it. I'm very excited for that. So yeah, I was talking about my relationship with art and how it has been shaped for me to come to this point, and for me to just be like, hey, oh, it's not worth it. It's not worth it trying to perfect it. It's not worth it trying to make it amazing and special and whatever the fuck. Not amazing and special. I want it to be amazing and special, but I don't want it to be a job, something that needs to be done and practiced and rehearsed. So yes, growing up, I was taking music lessons a lot, and initially it was fun because I was learning something new, and they gave us a lot of exercises, and it just felt very new and exciting at the beginning. But over time, the first few years were fine, but then over time I could not catch up with it, and honestly I felt forced into it. I wasn't doing it because I wanted to, but I was doing it because my dad wanted me to, and there were many times I tried to leave it as well. I tried to leave it. I would just stop going to classes. I would tell my dad that, this is what's happening and I don't want to go, but I'm not sure how. But then maybe he would just ask me every day if I want to go, and then finally, I was tired of hearing it, so I would just go to, for this to be over, and maybe things would change this time, maybe it would be better. But then, so what would happen is that I would go to the classes and I would sit throughout the class. I would hear other people sing, and then I would get to sing for solid 4 to 5 minutes, and then it would start. He would start telling me how bad I am, how much practice I need. He would start bullying me. He would start laughing at me, and he did that to everyone who could not sing as well, who either did not have the talent or did not want to practice or any of those things. And it was terrifying to be in that position. I froze, and the more he did that, the less I wanted to engage with it, the less I wanted to practice, and I just started hating music altogether. But then there was this relationship where I would go to school, and it would all be very different in school. I would have a lot of fun with music. I would just be that person who's, just telling everyone, oh, sing this way, do it like this, do it like this. And then it felt so different. I would always be smiling, I would always be having fun because it was a group, and I was appreciated. I was loved. I was loved by the people in the music room, but deep down I just felt so insecure. I hated it. I hated myself for singing. I hated myself for even trying, for even bothering. And then I went to college, and since music is all I knew to do, I signed up for it again. And I faced situations which were quite amazing. I had a lot of fun, but then the most overpowering situations are the ones where I failed so miserably. I was pushed to sing things that I didn't even want to sing, and I wasn't even interested in singing, and it just wasn't my genre. I'm a pop girly. Why am I singing jazz? I can't even sing it. I've never heard it before in my life. So yeah, just more and more I sang, the more I realized how horrible it feels to sing. Like, I loved being on stage. I loved just, being seen. I loved being admired for it, but I felt so insecure about it. I felt like I was never gonna be good enough. Because, my teacher then, he had said so many things to me. Like, every single time I would go for classes, I would hear so much. I would just hear so much, like such a lecture. I would get a lecture every day during the classes. Towards the end of the classes, he would be saying something to my dad, and then I hated it. I hated it. I hated it so much. So, having been through all of that and just feeling completely deflated and violated in this field, I could never catch the beat. I could never catch the beat. I still can't. I still have to sort of, easy beats I can catch. I still have to figure it out. I can't go along with the drums or the music. I get confused between all of these things, and in retrospect it feels very neurodivergent to me. I still can't, no matter how hard I try. And I still did, like, I guess I still went for classes for almost 7 to 8 years. And if you can't catch the beat, and you feel so underconfident in yourself in general, and your teacher does not make any effort to teach you the beat, but instead he just says ki, oh, you can't, you understand it, can't you feel it, can't you, understand that you're missing the beat, and this just shame you, and then just make you feel awful, and then teach you nothing, and then tell you nothing, what's going wrong, what can I do, and just get irritated, and then just sit like, he did something huge, did something amazing, and then I just never received the support that I deserved. Whatever I did, I poured my soul into. And here it felt like my soul is just being cut open, slashed and sliced, and, removed from within me and just crushed between somebody else's hands repeatedly every single day. And I'm forced to go there to please somebody else, to follow somebody else's dreams of what I should be and what I should be able to do. It was horrible. It was horrible. The anticipation to about going to the music class, coming back from it and feeling like, I don't know anything and I can't do anything and I should just hate myself, and that's what I deserve, and to just accept that that's what I deserve. There were some really amazing people I met in college. There were some really, really amazing people I met in college who really made me feel that music is something to be loved and enjoyed. Some of them were my friends, and some of them were my juniors who really enjoyed just spending time with me, and how I taught them music and how I taught them sort of, how to just enjoy the process and have fun with it. I was pretty chill. I was pretty chill when it comes to these things with them, because I don't want them to be fucking traumatized like I was. Because it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. You'll lose your spark, you'll hate everything you do, you'll hate yourself, and you lose the love that you have for this art. Because I love music so much. I love music so much. I love singing. I love how I feel when I sing. I love how my body behaves when I let it out and let the every time I've created something, every time I've created a song, every time I've launched a new, song, or every time I have added harmonies to songs, every time I've just, just chilled with the process, had fun with it, I have received appreciation for it. I have received love for it. I have had such enthusiasm surround me throughout the process. It was just genuinely fun. It was so easy. It was so, let's just do it kind of vibe. So I love music. I still do. It's such a huge part of me. Such a huge part of my soul, and I just know there's more. Having had this history with music is what kind of led me to, indulge so deeply into therapeutic, using these methods in a therapeutic way, because you need to be free. You need to be able to pour your soul into things. You need to liven up. You need to be human. Just need to be alive. It's not worth it. It's not worth it living like this. It's not worth it forcing you to do things you don't want to. It's not worth it taking the spark from things that are supposed to bring you joy. It's not worth it to have teachers who teach you as if, your whole life depends on learning that skill and nothing else, as if your whole worth is attached to this particular skill, and that you're not a person beyond that, and that you don't deserve basic respect and integrity when it comes to learning something that is supposed to pour soul into you. Hindustani art forms, what have they made of them? What are the teachers doing? Why are they teaching it as if, it's something that needs to be, that, deserves for the students to be harassed? Why do they harass students for it? Why do they body shame students? Why do they treat us as if we don't deserve to explore the form, as if all we should do is suffer and obey and force a lot of restrictions, but not learn anything and not enjoy the process? So that, what? And to just sit there and criticize everyone. Like, the whole point of music is to just sit and criticize, sit and judge. You missed a note, you are horrible at this, you have a horrible voice, you do this, you do that, you're this, you're that. I was that person too. I was that person growing up, and I was probably a lot gentler on the people around me than I was to myself, because I absolutely hated every single sound that came out of my mouth, and I received much worse from the outside. Carrying all of this, in retrospect, it's just not worth it for a kid. It's just not worth it for a kid. It's just not required. Life is so much more. There are such bigger things in life. You don't need to suffer for something so fucking small. It's so small. It's not that big of a deal. None of these things are that big of a deal. Not scoring great marks, not being able to sing the way that you should, not being able to draw the way you should. But then these are turned into such huge things, as if, the world will shatter if you don't do everything right and everything perfectly. If you don't write with a certain handwriting, of course it should be understood, but does it need to be fucking, I don't know. There was this teacher who once scolded me for my handwriting being too squished together, and like, I can read it, anybody can read it, other teachers appreciate my handwriting, what is your problem? It's like, I'm gonna end the video here because I can go on about this forever. So yeah, bye bye.